Hi and welcome to my channel. So look, if you're looking for a job in the UK and you're wanting to move to the UK, look, it is not easy. I'm sure you would agree with me that it is a very challenging situation getting that visa sponsorship job to move to the UK right now. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you why it is becoming increasingly very challenging to get UK visa sponsorship jobs. I mean, legit jobs that you're coming as you should. You know what I mean? You're following the pathway that you should rightfully be following. And let me tell you, if you're coming to the UK as a teacher, for example, there is very little friction in the sense that you just have to apply to a school basically. But if you're coming to the UK as a carer, there is more toxicity within this sector. And the reason for this is that private individuals can get a license to recruit overseas. And anything that private individuals are able to do, it then leads to all the illegality that gets attached to this particular sector. If you're coming to the UK as a nurse, for example, it is very, the likelihood of the toxicity is a lot less, which means that you need to be applying, say, through NHS organizations, nursing homes, and all of that. And so private individuals are highly unlikely to be recruiting nurses for themselves. By so doing, you need to follow the due process in order to get a job. So what is going on right now? I'm going to be giving you all the gist in today's video. So if you're new to my channel, look, you're welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, I do appreciate your time. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, you do want to hit that subscribe button so that you are the first person to be notified every single day when I drop a new video on here at 10 a.m. prompt UK time, obviously. So again, you want to share this with your friends, loved ones, contacts, colleagues, family members so that they can benefit from this information. They can be aware of what's going on, because the truth is that 1 year ago, if you were applying for a carer job, it was a completely different scenario compared to 6 months ago. Again, completely different compared to now. And look, if you're looking for a job and you don't get a job this 2023, it's even going to be worse next year in 2024. So whether you're switching your visa or you're wanting to move to the UK for the very first time, you must get a job today. I mean, ASAP. You should be prioritizing, because every day that passes, it gets more toxic. That's what I'm saying. So, and by the way, I also have a free newsletter. If you check the comment section below, I've dropped a link to the newsletter. I share information about, for example, what I'm talking about in today's video, free visa sponsorship opportunities to move to the UK. What are the jobs that are recruiting? How do you apply? Where do you apply? As well as work from home jobs. Because look, the truth of the matter is that many of the top companies now have realized that you don't even need all these visa things. All you need to do is get the best talent from across the world to work from wherever they are. You pay them good money and you're sorted. You don't have those bills for, infrastructure, offices, and all of that. So I share info here about high paying work from home jobs. Most of the times I don't even require any degree, any experience whatsoever. And 99.9% of them offer you full training. So again, if you don't want the hassle and bustle of visa sponsorship, or you're in the UK, for example, and you want something else to supplement your income, those are fantastic opportunities. Also, career progression. That's what I'm really passionate about. I started my own UK journey working as a carer in a nursing home. I then studied nursing as an international student, and then within 5 years of qualifying as a nurse, I was already working as an advanced nurse practitioner, which is the most senior clinical nursing position in nursing as a career. So career progression is what I live and breathe. For me, coming to the UK would not be worth my time. Living in this country would not be worth my energy if I wasn't progressing in my career. Because if you're going to be stuck, for example, earning £20,000, let me tell you, you will be better off maybe somewhere else rather than being here on such a miserable amount of money. So what you should be doing is progressing in your career, looking for the next best opportunity so that you can transition, you can make your stay in this country worthwhile. And so I also offer support with all of this. So like I've said, I share all this information on my newsletter. Also, side business ideas, because my plan is you get to the UK, you get some experience, you upgrade yourself, get to the top of your career, get those work from home jobs, side hustles that you can do, start your own business so that you can get rich, work less, and retire early. Look, I'm on a mission to retire before I turn 40, and I've got a strategy that, look, I'm very close to it now. I'm really close, and it's very exciting. So I share all of that on my newsletter, also on my private coaching program. My newsletter is completely free. All you need to do is drop your name and email, and you're part of that newsletter. You're also going to see all my contacts on there, so you can contact me privately. You know what I mean? If you've got some issues, you're like, Melvis, I don't want to leave this here on YouTube, but I just want to ask you this privately. So you can use that as well. So what is really going on with this whole shebang about jobs? The reality of the matter is that many of the jobs you see online are not real. Yes, and if they are not real, what does it mean? It means that unfortunately they are fake. So they're not real adverts. There are people that have put them out. They're saying, "Oh, we're recruiting carers with visa sponsorship to move to the UK," blah blah blah. But the truth is that those people, many of them don't even know about carer jobs, but all they want is to get your personal details. So let me tell you, Indeed, for example, is one of the best places to look for carer jobs or unskilled worker jobs or any job for that matter, because it is worldwide, whether you're in the US of A, you're in Australia, you're in Canada, you're in the UK, you're in New Zealand, those are the top countries. You can use Indeed to find a job, which is amazing. But the worst thing about Indeed, because it's so open, is the fact that anybody can put a job on there. I can just sit now and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to put 2 adverts on Indeed. I can do that. You know what I mean? You can say, oh, you're recruiting carers, but actually you're not recruiting. And that's what has happened. I've actually called out, obviously privately, quite a few people for doing this. People that when I've gone to Indeed, obviously, and I'm looking for jobs, and I've seen some adverts from some people that I can recognize. I'm like, hey, you're not recruiting. Why have you got all those adverts on there? And all the people want is just to get your personal details, so that once they get your personal details, then they can do whatever they do and bring to you whatever suggestions that they've got, which obviously are not good for you. So how do you safeguard yourself? I'm going to tell you this. And by the way, if you're watching this and this is the first time that you and I are meeting, I do have a private career coaching program where I support with getting free UK visa sponsorship opportunities from obviously legit UK employers, work from home jobs, career progression in the UK. If you're a nurse, carer, student nurse, midwife, prospective student nurse, you want to get into healthcare, because look, healthcare has some of the best opportunities in the UK. When it comes to visa sponsorship, if you get into healthcare, you're kind of like secured. You know what I mean? Because you need to be smart on the choices that you're making. If you're just like, look, I'm in the UK, this is what I like, I don't like this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, it doesn't work. You need to look at the environment where you are, you need to look at the culture where you are, you need to acclimatize with the system where you are to make the most of the best opportunities. So if you check the description box below or the about section of this YouTube channel, you're going to see a link to my private coaching program. When you join, you and I will have that one-to-one session and talk about who are you, what's your objective, what are your qualifications, what's your main goal, what have you done so far, what do you need to do differently in order to move forward. If, for example, you're looking for a job, we'll look at what's the best way, where should you apply, who are the legit UK employers recruiting in that sector, how do you apply, what about your CV, how do you position yourself for success, interview preparation, how should you prepare for the interview, what are the expectations, the questions, you know what I mean? Every single thing that you need in order to accelerate your success. That's what the program is all about. If you're a carer, for example, you want to transition into nursing, you want to just upgrade yourself, or you want to switch your employer, because look, carer jobs are not the same. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comment section below. What's your experience been? Have you noticed this with looking for jobs? You know what I mean? Just leave any comments in the comment section and I will join you there. So if you're looking to upgrade yourself, you're already a qualified nurse, for example, and you're looking for career progression, how do I become a specialist nurse, advanced nurse practitioner, nurse manager? How do I switch my, you know what I mean? I can support you with all of that. You want to get into nursing, get into healthcare, brand new, from any sector, any career, with any level of qualifications, I can guide you with that journey so you can succeed, excel, thrive, and make your stay in the UK or coming to the UK worthwhile. Because I can tell you that being in this country isn't worth it for many people, because they find themselves in very toxic environments, the wrong jobs that they don't like. They're not able to thrive. The pay is poor. Most of us have got at least a husband, wife, and kids. It is not easy. And self-development is something that you can only do that for yourself. Nobody will do that for you. So that's what I hold your hand, give you that confidence, give you that guidance to say, look, you've got this, girl, and this is what you need to do. Or boy, obviously, this is what you need to do. So if you check the description box below or the about section, then you're going to see all info about my private career coaching program, and then do feel free to join. So again, share this with your friends, loved ones, colleagues, so that they're aware of what's going on. So now let's talk about how do you safeguard yourself from all of these fake job opportunities. How do you highlight them? How do you identify them? How do you fish them out? How do you know what they are? So what you need to do is you need to familiarize yourself with the UK government website. You need to, because the UK government website, you can say 100% everything there is always real. That's the law, that's the rule of the land. So that's what you need to rely on. Even YouTube videos like this, you know what I mean? These are my opinions that I'm telling you at the end of the day. So you need to go back to the government website and verify and say, look, Melvis was going on about this. Is this true? That's what you should be doing. Getting that, knowledge, getting that evidence really to support every single decision that you're making, not reliant exclusively on YouTube or links from YouTube. You know what I mean? You need to familiarize yourself with the government website. So you need to check the company. If you see a company that is recruiting, you need to check, are they, for example, licensed to recruit overseas? If they're saying that they're able to recruit overseas candidates, are they licensed to recruit overseas? Also, there's Companies House, which is the governing body, if I can call it that, or governing organization that kind of monitors or kind of has access to all the UK companies that are legal and legit, obviously. Again, if you are a legal company in the UK, it doesn't mean that you're able to recruit overseas or sponsor overseas candidates. So you need to be very careful how you're aligning the two and how you're doing your research. But you need both platforms to be able to research and come with a good conclusion. So familiarize yourself with the government website. Who are the licensed sponsors to recruit overseas? Who are the legit UK companies that are registered? And you can see all the information on Companies House. Like I said, you need to check that. One thing that you also need to check, which I've always spotted with many of those vacancies, is that I've got so many spelling errors. For some reason, I don't know what it is, I'm not able to proofread what they have written, but errors can happen to anybody. But the reality about the fact is that if you go, say, to the NHS jobs and you're looking for a job, it's very difficult to see an error. You know what I mean? Typing errors or like spelling errors or grammatical errors or sentences that don't make any sense. Very common with those companies. When you look at them, they're trying to explain something. It doesn't even make sense. So if it doesn't make sense to you, the whole company probably doesn't make sense. You need to make hay while the sun shines. You need to be really careful. When you're looking for a job, never be desperate. You don't want to look for a job with desperation, because desperation is what leads to catastrophic consequences. You want to make sure that you are looking for a job from a place of abundance, from a place of know-how, from a place of knowledge, and from a place of improvement. And I say this even to people who are part of my private coaching program. Look, it's going to take time for you to get a job, because getting a UK job with visa sponsorship from a legit company, I can tell you it is not easy. It needs a lot of persistence. It needs a lot of perseverance. It needs a lot of guidance. It needs a lot of patience. But in the end, it is worth it, because if you don't do the work now, you're going to do the work later. Because if you do the work now to make sure that you're researching on the companies that you're recruiting, for, or that you're recruiting with, or that you're applying to work for, or you're applying to work with, you know what I mean? It's going to save you a lot of headaches later once you've maybe lost a lot of money, or you've realized that, you get to the UK and they're like, hey, never you contact me, things like that. You can save yourself by doing that research initially. So you want to do as much research as possible. You don't want to leave any stone unturned. You don't want to see any vacancy and assume that it is real and it is legit, because many of them, like I'm telling you, are not real. Many of the vacancies you're seeing online are not real vacancies from real people. They're not actually recruiting. They just want personal details from those clients to get in contact with you, because they know that people are going to apply, isn't it? So you need to research. And again, if you're part of a private coaching program, if you check your nursing community hub, so you're looking for carer jobs, for example, you go to the carer section, you're going to see I've shared those organizations, those employers that are indeed legit, but it's all about us working on your application so that you have the best application possible. Because that's the only thing you can do when you're working with legit employers, is to enhance yourself, to put yourself in the best possible shape so you're the best candidate that is successful. This is going to accelerate your success and make you get a job much sooner. So please be careful. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you want to hit subscribe now. Join that newsletter, and I'll see you in this video right